Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, April 5th, at 8:27 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 609 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Mexico's president now says he won't get COVID-19 vaccine. Fauci, federal government won't require COVID vaccine passports. U.S. on pace to be first major country to vaccinate 75% of population. NASA reveals more hidden Easter eggs aboard Mars rover. Supreme Court dismisses case over Trump and Twitter critics. A new Kung Fu debuts at a crucial time for Asian Americans. Ethiopian Airlines pilot lands at wrong Zambia airport. Mozambique town Palma retaken from militant Islamists. Signs of vitamin D deficiency. Man found dead in Midlands woods after armed standoff with deputies, sheriff says. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Israel's PM lashes out at prosecutors in corruption trial, The Associated Press. Jordan's Prince Hamza vows to defy house arrest orders, BBC News. Broken windows, chanting, another uprising at St. Louis downtown jail, STLtoday.com. Google beats Oracle in landmark Supreme Court case, Politico. GameStop shares drop as much as 14% after Reddit-driven name plans a $1 billion stock sale, CNBC. Dow Jones today, S&P 500 set new records on payrolls boost, Boeing in buy range, Tesla jumps on Q1 deliveries, Investors Business Daily. Supreme Court dismisses lawsuit over Trump's Twitter account, NBC News. Double mutant COVID-19 strain emerges in California, New York Post. Tim Cook drops some hints on Apple's car plans, shares what he thinks of Elon Musk and Tesla, CNBC. Florida crews are pumping wastewater into Tampa Bay to avoid a full reservoir breach, what we know, USA Today. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Mariah Carey reacts to her vaccine shot like you'd think she might. Not all dark circles are created equal, here's how to treat them. I laughed at the jokes white people made about me, I'm no longer laughing. Thandie Newton changes her name because it's always been my name. Biden's big infrastructure plan hits McConnell, GOP blockade. Nassar survivors hoped the John Jeddert case would bring answers, then Jeddert killed himself. Terry McAuliffe's record on race gets a second look in Virginia governor's race. Trump administration mistakenly sanctioned Italian pizzeria owner. John Oliver compares national debt to Regine Page having sex on Bridgerton. Progressive organizer Odessa Kelly to challenge conservative Tennessee Democrat. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Church helps set up vaccine shot appointments. School pictures capture the moment for generations. Ex-wastewater plant supervisor sentenced to prison. School board candidates subjects of charges. Arrest made during process server call. Suspect takes his own life after alleged murder. Helicopter drops 10,000 Easter eggs for kids. Organizations to get less CDBG money than city departments. Trooper rescues missing 2-year-old from stream. Student recalls seeing woman break into car. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Jordan's ex-crown prince vows to defy efforts to silence him. Yellen calls for global minimum corporate tax rate. New York City schools have been closing a lot. That's about to change. Trial focus turns to police testimony condemning Chauvin's actions. How California stands to benefit from Biden infrastructure proposal. What's happening in day 6 of the Chauvin trial? How many New Yorkers have received the vaccine shot? 1/3. Researchers are hatching a low-cost COVID-19 vaccine. Tribune Publishing considers new offer from surprise bidders. This peeler did not need to be wrapped in so much plastic. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Dennis the Menace actress Gloria Henry dead at 98, she's flying now. Fauci weighs in on COVID-19 vaccine safety in pregnant women. Katy Perry reveals she's stopped shaving her legs since becoming a mom. Supreme Court dismisses Trump Twitter case as moot, as Thomas highlights glaring concern of platform's power. Georgia restaurant owner offers job to burglar who stole cash register, please swing by. Senator Kennedy slams MLB commissioner, says he made baseball a blue sport. Critics blessed 60 Minutes for false narrative that DeSantis engaged publics in pay-for-play vaccine scheme. U.S. shuts one secret Guantanamo prison unit, moves prisoners. Hunter Biden says he has no recollection of encounter with ex-stripper whose child he fathered. Latest attack pushes U.S. Capitol Police further toward crisis. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, April 5th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Dr. Osterholm, loosening COVID restrictions and UK variant are going to collide. California realtors advise clients to ignore love letters from would-be buyers. Texas cop rescues kittens trapped under high school cheerleader's car. TikTok star Rochelle Hager dies after tree falls on car in Maine. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Driver, 34, who fled scene is arrested over death of 2-week-old baby boy. Britain's daily COVID cases are down 40% in a week with 2,762 infections. Life won't return to normal on June 21st because COVID vaccines aren't good enough, Sage warns. Boris Johnson promises Tory rebels they will get vote on COVID passports. Horrific moment: a one-armed motocross rider, 23, is run over and killed by 2 fellow competitors. The return of winter. Arctic winds bring snow and -1°C up north. Blood type does not affect risk of severe COVID, study finds. Woman claims 42 skirt she bought from Karen Millen was actually from Oasis where it was 12 cheaper. Farmer, 21, dies in horror accident while working with machinery in field on Aberdeenshire farm. Worcester school launches probe after claims girls are forced to kneel to measure skirt length. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Rescuers hampered by damaged roads, more rain in Indonesia. Hikers scramble as new fissure opens up at Icelandic volcano. Israel's Netanyahu lashes out at prosecution, compares corruption trial to coup attempt. COVID-19 live updates. India announces 100,000 new cases a day, as new wave of infections risks spinning out of control. French authorities investigate whether ministers dined at secret luxury restaurants, violating restrictions. Biden and the waning of the neoliberal era. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is offering 2 at-home coronavirus tests a week to everyone in England. Iran says it has arrested spies for Israel, other nations. Egypt's first female ship captain falsely accused by online trolls of blocking Suez Canal. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Derek Chauvin trial, Minneapolis police chief expected to testify, live. Biden faces Democratic and Republican hurdles over $2 trillion infrastructure plan, live. Meet the Emerys, them, official trailer. Pep Guardiola heaps praise on Erling Haaland and hints at City interest. John Oliver on the U.S. national debt. I actually have some good news for you. Haiti has no COVID vaccine doses as violence looms larger than pandemic. EU pledges backing to Ukraine after Russian military buildup. The curious case of Charles Cootie, Augusta's remarkable one-hit wonder Ewan Murray. Fauci hits back at right-wing criticism and says attacks on him bizarre. COVID forces two of Barcelona's oldest restaurants out of business. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. High Court nixes Alex Jones' appeal in Newtown shooting case. Live, ABC News Live. Series of earthquakes rattle Los Angeles area. Google wins big in Supreme Court clash with Oracle. GameStop finally announces a share sale. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Jordan's Prince Hamza vows to defy house arrest orders. Turkey detains admirals who criticize giant Istanbul Canal. Chadwick Boseman wins and other SAG Awards highlights. Dubai police arrest group over nude balcony shoot. Thandie Newton reverts to original spelling of first name, Thandie. Tigray crisis, The Weeknd donates $1 to Ethiopians in conflict. SAG Awards, Screen Actors Guild honor the trial of the Chicago 7. Benjamin Netanyahu trial, Israel PM made illegitimate use of power. COVID, Paris police probe secret luxury dinner parties. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Derek Chauvin trial live updates, Minneapolis police chief Maria Arredondo to testify, defense says. Florida crews are pumping wastewater into Tampa Bay to avoid a full reservoir breach, what we know. Florida wastewater reservoir partially collapsed, leaving residents to evacuate the area. Wastewater reservoir leak prompts evacuations in Florida. Family of 13-year-old Adam Toledo, shot dead by Chicago police, urges calm, troubling video footage to be released soon. Deadly shooting at Birmingham Park on Easter leaves 1 dead and 5 injured, including 4-year-old. Inmates stage uprising at St. Louis jail that's been dogged by unrest. Inmates smash windows, light fires during prison riot in St. Louis. Officials fear uncontrolled breach of Florida wastewater reservoir, hundreds evacuated. Today in history for April 5th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. California prisons begin moving hundreds of transgender women requesting transfer under new law. Jewish community dismayed at Kroger's closure of Ralph's in Pico Robertson. For more than 80 years, the faithful have celebrated Easter in the Mojave Desert. Trio of earthquakes rattles LA area before dawn. Column, drought is upon us. California's Senate leader has a plan to keep it from becoming a crisis. After a year of COVID, in-person Easter services return. Easter Sunday shooting kills man in El Monte. After a year of loss, LA's black churches celebrate their second pandemic Easter. Easter crowds force temporary closure of Griffith Park. Westwood fire in Simi Valley grows to 25 acres, no orders to evacuate. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, April 5th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has high temperature and severe cough. Some of his inmates are hospitalized with tuberculosis. Navalny, with pain in the back and legs, is continuing his hunger strike until he receives adequate medical help. Putin signs law paving way to rule until 2036. Putin signs law allowing him to run for 2 more terms in Kremlin. Tylenol, acetaminophen, paracetamol no more effective than placebo for most pain relief. Study. Turkey arrests 10 retired admirals over government criticism, which says the move is reminiscent of coup times. Wave of new hobbies during the pandemic mirrors trend during Great Depression. Taiwan reports new incursion by Chinese jets into its air defense zone. Swiss robots use UV light to zap viruses aboard passenger planes. More than 100 millibars pressure difference between Greenland and Northern Europe on Sunday has released a strong Arctic cold outbreak towards continental Europe. Heavy snow will impact Central Europe, with damaging frost also expected across the wide region. Turkey arrests 10 retired admirals over government criticism. Endangered North Atlantic right whales produce most calves since 2015. Aboriginal group traumatized by alleged partial destruction of ancient Lake Bollock eel-shaped stone arrangement. 176-meter structure at Lake Bollock curves across the landscape and is believed to have been created more than 1,500 years ago. Myanmar, 6 cops dead as protesters attack police post. Satellite images show huge Russian military buildup in the Arctic. The next headlines are from Forbes. House GOP may hit vulnerable Democrats for receiving AOC donations. Illinois bar opening event results in at least 46 people with COVID-19. Supreme Court throws out ruling saying Trump cannot block people on Twitter. 25th man affiliated with Proud Boys and his brother indicted by Department of Justice for Capitol riot. China-Iran $400 billion accord, a power shift threatens Western energy. One of 21 pilots' most impressive chart records has been matched. How new shifts in sound design made Justice League feel darker. More than half of Republicans believe voter fraud claims and most still support Trump, poll finds. Did COVID-19 come from a lab? Most likely not, but the jury's still out. 7 reasons the NCAA is likely to lose its Supreme Court case. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Keeping Gothenburg green. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,696,671,993 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Nas and Pedrid's Chad tackles the timeless agony of being a teenager, TV review. Questlove's documentary Summer of Soul lands summer release. Akshay Kumar hospitalized, Saraya Vanchi postponed, as COVID-19 ravages Bollywood. After rework and hysterical docs, Campfire is primed for a big 2021. Netflix pushes up Selena, the series Part 2 premiere date. Prayer vigil for DMX to be held outside hospital where he remains on life support. Kate Winslet powers through grief in Mayor of Easttown, TV review. Ken Burns and Lynn Novick's Hemingway dissects complicated life and myth of iconic writer, TV review. Dio Siri, Ashton Kutcher, Mark Cuban and Snoop Dogg team for Shark Tank like NFTs, the pitch. Loki fixes alternate timelines in new Disney Plus trailer. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Watch live, Derek Chauvin trial enters second week of testimony. India breaks its single-day case record with more than 100,000 new infections. Generation unemployed, another class of graduates faces pandemic-scarred future. New eyes on Alabama death row case after integrity review raises questions. Through decades of addiction, Hunter Biden says his family never gave up on him. Inmates riot at St. Louis jail, setting fires and breaking windows. With mini helicopter on Mars, NASA hopes to reinvent flight on another world. State of emergency, evacuations in Florida county over wastewater pond leak. NCAA Women's Final, Stanford wins championship with victory over Arizona. Johnson & Johnson to oversee vaccine production at Baltimore facility. The following headlines are from the week. Matt Gaetz and the tyranny of the backbencher. Biden targets his infrastructure messaging at suburban women. The GOP's cultural impotence. Amazon illegally fired 2 workers who criticized the company, Labor Board reportedly fines. The Daily Business Briefing, April 5, 2021. 10 things you need to know today, April 5, 2021. India's surging COVID-19 outbreak includes new double mutant variant. Why would Matt Gaetz resign? Clubhouse, Spotify and the invention of talking. The next headlines are from Universe Today. There are new stars forming near the core of the Milky Way despite the harsh environment. Roman telescope could turn up over 100,000 planets through microlensing. InSight detects 2 significant quakes from the Cerberus-Foci region on Mars. A new way to see inside neutron stars. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, April 5th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. An image of a piece of the cosmic web. Moon, Jupiter, Saturn before Sun up on April 5th to 8th. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. Selfish, ill-disciplined, shambolic, shameless. McConnell, big business acting like woke parallel government. Justice Thomas grumbles over Trump's social media ban. Google beats Oracle in landmark Supreme Court case. Progressive target Jim Cooper for primary challenge. Democratic firm aims to diversify consultant class. U.S. searches for new AstraZeneca vaccine producer after emergent mix-up. Cheney snags victories ahead of her next battle with Trump world. Inside the White House plan to sell its massive infrastructure proposal. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Poor coverage of new medical tests can be harmful, research finds. Make a resident president but only by appointment. Domestic violence shockwaves reach way beyond the home. In the Herald, April 6, 1979. Crypto exchange draws ASIC attention after users raise alarm. No economic sense, TikTok breaks ranks with peers on lending changes. From the archives, 1981, The Sultans of Sulk. Your daily horoscope for Tuesday, April 6th. Third hotel pitched for Roma Street block amid CBD revitalization. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Dick's Sporting Goods launching concept store as competition heats up with Nike and other big brands. Futures movers, oil falls more than 3% as OPEC Plus eases curbs, Iran output seen rising. Metal stocks, gold prices inch lower as the U.S. stock market moves higher. Capital Report, Yellen pushing a global minimum corporate tax. The Wall Street Journal, LG calls it quits on smartphones, will halt production, sales by July 31st. Paul Brandus, financial crises happen about every 10 years, which makes the Archegos meltdown unnerving. At what age should you stop saving for retirement? The ratings game, AMC Entertainment stock bounces back after B. Riley analyst turns bullish. Market snapshot, Dow, S&P 500 extend gains into record territory after ISM Services Index hits highest since 1997. Economic report, U.S. factory orders fall in February for first time in 10 months. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. USPTO announces special patents for humanity COVID-19 category. USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office. Crown use, a royal defense to patent infringement, International Law Office. Form 8K sharing economy Internet 4, April 5th StreetInsider.com. 3 thoughts on Google v Oracle, use of Oracle's API is a fair use, patent Leo. UA Little Rock programs help bring tech to market, Arkansas Business Online. Apple reveals work on a lenticular display that's used in context with the next-gen TV and their Apple TV Plus service, patently Apple. Inventions of UWP professor, students take aim at invasive species, TelegraphHerald.com. The next headlines are from Quartz. Financial elite meet, EU carbon prices, mummy parade. Naspers' strategic focus on South African tech startups is starting to pay off. Hula hoops are the latest 1950s fad resurrected by the pandemic. How to spot design traps like the money bomb Trump used to dupe supporters. How to support employee mental health from every level of the firm. How HBCUs are responding to the flood of corporate diversity initiatives. The case against cutting remote workers' big city salaries. Quiz, how much do you know about what employees want now? How work has changed a year into the pandemic. 5G in Kenya, MasterCard's bet, Bitcoin remittances. The following headlines are from TechDirt. U.S. press continues to pretend the digital divide just mysteriously appeared one day. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at TechDirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. When can I get the COVID vaccine? Earthquake. Carlton Davis. Catherine McPhee. Joss Stone. Jimmy Allen. SAG Awards 2021. Earth, Wind and Fire. Stanford women's basketball. Robert Downey Jr. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Models face 6 months in Dubai jail after pics of naked photo shoot on high-rise balcony go viral, Russian organizer also arrested. One step closer, India could complete construction of world's highest railway bridge by end of year. Ukraine joining NATO would not only benefit Kiev, but would also serve to strengthen US-led bloc, country's army chief insists. Iran announces arrest of Israeli spy and others with links to several countries. US retaliation for taxing its tech giants may be as high as $900 million, media. Beyond absurd, Portland school delays mascot change over concerns evergreen tree could conjure images of lynching. I'll put overrated Adesanya's hype and Beetle shit out for good, UFC middleweight Marvin Vettori to RT Sport. 10 Chinese warplanes, including spy and anti-submarine aircraft, fly over Taiwanese airspace, Defense Ministry. You're embarrassing, US TV personality slammed after urging boycott of Masters Golf, linking it to slavery and voting Roe, video. Funding priorities. If NASA ran Texas, its residents would not freeze, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson tells RT and half joke. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Poll finds almost half of Americans want vaccine passports. Buffet cell signal triggered any moment. The last this happened time was May 2007. Why Joe Biden's $2 trillion infrastructure plan may fail. The biggest concern is stagflation. Factory orders tumble as services surveys signal soaring inflation. Hunter Biden dishes on crack use, insists 100% certain Department of Justice probe will clear him of wrongdoing. What's changed and what hasn't in a tumultuous year? Key events this week: minutes, services and producer prices. Yellen urges U.S. allies to adopt global minimum corporate tax rate. Rabo, from play ball to curveball in no time at all. U.S. airports busiest in more than a year on Good Friday. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Russia to investigate reported killing of child in Ukraine attack. Montenegro minister faces dismissal over Srebrenica comment. Major mining project takes center stage in Greenland vote. Majority of Republicans buy false claims of U.S. Capitol riot, poll. No other home, refugees in Kenya camps devastated over closure. In pictures, Moroccan mimics Charlie Chaplin to mask hardships. Mozambique, significant number of fighters dead in Palma battle. Turkey's Canal-Istanbul dispute explained. What's behind the Bitcoin hype? Start here. Mass testing to begin as UK steps further out of lockdown. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Publix blasts false 60 Minutes DeSantis narrative as irresponsible, absolutely false and offensive. Democrat Rep. Dean Phillips invested in Cayman Islands fund. Watch, armed smuggler arrested with 20 migrants locked in horse trailer near border in Arizona. Exclusive video, 7-year-old migrant traveled across Mexico with only a phone number on her arm. Alfredo Ortiz, MLB pulling ASG from Georgia will cost upwards of $100 million of economic damages. 15-year-old shot while taking out trash in Chicago. Nolte, disgraced 60 Minutes deceptively and maliciously, edit-run DeSantis video. Vaccine passports would be state reaching too far into Britain's lives, warns senior Tory MP. Report, George Soros Group offers $20 million to push Joe Biden's infrastructure plan. Scarborough, if you follow the science, every school should be opened in America. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Sir David Attenborough backs new tech that can recycle all plastics. Woman uses old tires and turns them into playgrounds. India fishermen divert their catch of ocean plastic so it can be used to rebuild roads. Woman uses lockdown to teach her clever dog math and colors with homemade flashcards. With time to pursue new hobbies, 6 in 10 have leveled up, and 40% think they'll make money from it. Genetic code from 5,700-year-old chewing gum reveals extraordinary details of young Danish woman. Affordable housing landlord starts eviction fund and is shocked raising $9 mil kept 3,000 families in their homes. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, April 5th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Watch live, officials offer new information on Florida toxic wastewater reservoir facing collapse. We found a baby on the subway, now he's our son. CBS faces lawsuit over whether MacGyver is a spin-off or remake. Mark Zuckerberg's phone number leaked in the Facebook data leak. A factory worker jumped into a molten steel furnace after losing more than $9,000 on the stock market. Suspect handcuffed behind his back steals patrol car, leads cops on 100 miles per hour chase. Gordon Ramsay's daughter Tilly confirms she prefers her mom's cooking. LG confirms it's getting out of the smartphone business. Woman shoots a TN Burger King drive-thru over wait time, police. Peanut the Brahmin calf is convinced he's a dog. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. How to split your working hours in Google Calendar. Microsoft Azure is adding AI services to its basic user tools. If you want to know Azure, this can get you started. Do math and convert units easily on your Mac with this free calculator app. Boy, it's been a breakthrough year for battery-powered scooters. Here's what we learned. What we know about Coinbase's April 14th IPO. Developers, here's how you negotiate for manager-level pay without having to manage people. Could NASA's upcoming Nancy Grace Roman telescope find 100,000 planets? How to check if your account was part of Facebook's 533M record leak. LG is exiting the smartphone business for real. Here's what happens when a beam of subatomic particles hits you in the face. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Doping by athletes could become tougher to hide with new detection method. Making cleaner, greener plastics from waste fish parts. Polypharmaceuticals from Baltic amber might fight drug-resistant infections. The next headlines are from Information Week. FTD CTO Powell on transforming and the next new normal. AI at your service. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, April 5th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. After record highs, temperatures will drop in Utah, and there could be snow. Customer reportedly fired 6 shots at Mill Creek store clerk. He missed. Oh my heck, this beer pokes fun at how Utah swears. All-star guard Donovan Mitchell acting as mentor for the Utah Jazz's young bench. Letter, law mandating porn filters on devices brings peace of mind and other filters would be welcome. Letter, billboards degrade our living space and enable the tracking of our behavior. Letter, tithing has long played a crucial role in the LDS enterprise while lining the coffers of the church. Service workers worry about confrontations, lack of vaccinations as the end of Utah's statewide mask mandate approaches. Maureen Dowd, Hunter Biden's books is ineffably sad and beautifully written. A way too early look at the 2022 U.S. Senate race in Utah and Senator Mike Lee's possible challengers. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Google wins Oracle copyright fight as top court overturns ruling. LG to shut down smartphone business. Why IBM is pushing fully homomorphic encryption. GitHub is investigating crypto mining campaign abusing its server infrastructure. Google asked to hide torrent freak article reporting that The Mandalorian was widely pirated. Tesla faces even more union trouble in the EU. A South Korean chatbot showed how sloppy tech companies can be with user data. Ask Slashdot, is a software raid better than a hardware raid? Putin's plan for controlling the internet in Russia. Mixed reactions to new Nirvana song generated by Google's AI. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Evictions resume in St. Louis County this week. Central Missouri Foster Care and Adoption Association receives donation from Emron and Blues Power Play Goals for Kids. Live, trial in Floyd's death expected to turn to ex-cops training. Inmates riot Sunday at the St. Louis Justice Center. Senator Roy Blunt urges Biden to cut $2 trillion infrastructure plan by billions. St. Luke's Hospital moves COVID vaccination clinic to Chesterfield Mall. Temperatures reach 80 Monday, rain moves into the area Wednesday. Governor Parson to visit St. Louis ahead of federally supported vaccination clinic opening. Just horrific. Mother of man shot, killed in Delwood said daughter passed away earlier that morning. Families enjoy warm Easter weather at Forest Park. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. What to expect when San Diego Unified Schools reopen next week. Why you shouldn't laminate your vaccination card. Google's latest gadget helps you get a better night's sleep. Utah dads now will have to pay half of a woman's pregnancy costs. Watch live, trial in Floyd's death expected to turn to ex-cops training. Godzilla vs. Kong stomps to pandemic best $48.50 an opening. Vaccine appointments available through CAL FIRE. Search underway for man who shot at 2 officers. Stanford holds off Arizona 54-53 to win women's NCAA title. Diamondbacks beat Padres 3-1 to avoid 4-game sweep. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Israeli Air Force gets new spy plane, considered the most advanced of its kind. Report, former Mossad agent allegedly involved in Jordan coup. Israeli Air Force receives new or an intelligence spy plane. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Tochka-U ballistic missile system crashes into home in Belarus. Ukrainian future infantry fighting vehicle program unveiled. U.S. Marines releases fascinating video of heavy lifts with CH-53 helicopters. U.S. Navy beefs up its Red Sea presence. U.S. Army taps Barrett for 2,800 Mk-22 sniper rifles. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Zhang Haiqia becomes first Chinese player inducted into FIBA Hall of Fame. Qingchuan, a traditional Chinese holiday food, gets a modern makeover. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, April 5th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Coyote spotted in San Mateo County town. Utah dads must pay half of woman's pregnancy costs, new law says. Supreme Court sides with Google in copyright dispute with Oracle. Stanford wins women's NCAA title. Los Angeles wakes up to earthquake with series of aftershocks. What Vice President Kamala Harris will do in first trip back to Bay Area. California woman stabbed to death while walking her dogs. Lost your vaccination card? Here's what to do. Florida man accused of stealing ambulance from hospital. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Suburban Chicago man charged in relative stabbing death. Israel's PM lashes out at prosecutors in corruption trial. Israel's Netanyahu lashes out at prosecution, compares corruption trial to coup attempt. Guardiola hails fantastic Holland ahead of City Dortmund. Wheeling, Des Plaines political showdowns among hottest in the suburbs. ISM survey, U.S. services surge to record high in March. A letter to readers, thank you for helping us through our grief. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Fact or fiction, exploring Seattle's urban lore and legends. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green alert for tropical cyclone Sarah to 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6M, depth 10 km, in New Zealand May 4, 2021, 7:37 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, April 5th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Partly cloudy skies can be expected Monday afternoon. Krispy Kreme creates 2 new Oreo donuts. Supreme Court dismisses case over Trump blocking Twitter critics. Children now playing huge role in spread of COVID-19 variant, expert says. 8-year-old Texas boy administered coronavirus vaccine by mistake. Derek Chauvin trial live coverage, trial and George Floyd's death expected to turn to ex-cops training. Amazon acknowledges issue of drivers urinating in empty bottles in apology for peeing tweet. Baylor faces Gonzaga in national championship. How to help your child stay active and shed pandemic pounds. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Stocks move broadly higher following big job gains in March. Wildfire in Theodore Roosevelt National Park triples in size. High Court sides with Google in copyright fight with Oracle. In video, Biden thanks new U.S. citizens for choosing us. GameStop to sell 3.5M shares after stock frenzy boosts price. A year after pandemic hit, Haiti awaits vaccines amid apathy. Some businesses want masks on, even as states drop mandates. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Photos, all the amazing creations at this year's unofficial Easter parade. Early edition, anonymous NYC medical workers have earned their pandemic subway makeout sessions. Closed by coronavirus for over a year, one Harlem church hosts a trial run on Easter Sunday. He spent 24 years behind bars because Queens prosecutors broke the rules. Was this their only wrongful conviction? Extra, some people don't want to go back to normal post-COVID. Bronx Democrat Richie Torres wants billions more for public housing repairs under Biden's American Jobs Plan. SNL recap, Daniel Kaluuya deals with anti-vaxxers, viral apologies, scat singing and charming hosting debut. 7 things you ought to know about the Soho NoHo rezoning. Photos, Brooklyn block celebrates first anniversary of pandemic COVID relief dance parties. Cornell University to require a COVID-19 vaccine for on-campus students. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Mexico looks to the heavens for a solution to its water crisis. How can we vaccinate the world? 5 challenges facing the UN-backed COVAX program. First person, the Afghan woman putting her life at risk to rid her home of mines. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. UK government has planned for vaccine passports all along. Facebook is making an augmented reality wristband that lets you control computers with your brain. U.S. national debt passes $28 trillion, plus $4.7 trillion in 13 months. General Treasury account down by $480 billion in 2 months, $620 billion to go. The cheapest COVID-19 therapy in the world, that Big Pharma doesn't want. Facebook leak exposes personal info on 533M users. Tanky, conspiracy theorist, and other pejorative tools of narrative control. China's secret human-animal hybrid experiments. Suspect who smashed into barrier at the U.S. Capitol identified as Noah Green. Brutal abuse of power, watch as UK police break up unlawful gathering Easter service in London. Iowa governor signs bill into law letting residents buy, carry guns without permits. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Was NFL's Bruce Campbell involved in a Walmart fight? Utah dads to be required to pay half of pregnancy costs. Florida works to avoid catastrophic pond collapse. Is there a no-fly zone over Walt Disney World? New York City buildings light up for Easter. Does this image show moist coronavirus? Costco salmon burgers being recalled over fears they may contain small pieces of metal. Patchwork, Braves cover All-Star logo on jerseys. Tom Brady rookie football card fetches $2.25 at auction. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The internet made me fall back in love with this skincare product that helps my skin look flawless. Travel to the cafes, bistros, and brasseries of Paris. What's so great about writing crosswords, anyway? This tech-enhanced luggage doesn't charge your phone, it does so much more. World's worst COVID death rate sends Czechs back into Cold War misery. Republicans keep worshipping at this zealot's no-tax altar. Paul Schindler, Gay City News editor-in-chief, retires, but he still wants the story. This is the recent mass shooting that could end in execution. Derek Chauvin, George Floyd's killer, wants to make his trial about anyone and anything else. Netflix's This Is a Robbery investigates whether the mob pulled off the world's biggest art heist. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Tourist refuses temperature check at Disney because he spent $15,000. U.S. regulators find Amazon illegally fired activist employees, report. Addison Rae tips off the paparazzi just like old school celebrities did. New Loki trailer teases Owen Wilson, time travel. Therese Gibson goes viral over Versa's comment about mom's alcoholism. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. SpaceX Crew Dragon makes way for next crew to space station. NASA helicopter touches down on surface of Mars. 22 royal mummies get a parade to move to a new home in Egypt. Archaeologists use new digital technology to uncover mysteries of a church in Jerusalem. New wave of coronavirus infections sweeps across Europe. Worshippers celebrate Easter as COVID vaccinations ramp up. False barriers blocking people from getting COVID vaccine, report says. Egyptian mummies transported in lavish parade. Gottlieb says infections among young people are fueling new virus hotspots. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Doctor who pronounced George Floyd dead takes stand in Derek Chauvin murder trial. Monster Hunter Rise throws you into the action, review. Former Trump communications advisor Anthony Scaramucci joins CNBC. Earthquakes shake Southern California early Monday morning. Biden approval rating on immigration lags amid border crisis. Pilot killed when small plane crashes in remote Colorado wilderness. Man steals Kansas State Patrol car, leads troopers on chase while handcuffed behind his back, police. Inmates at St. Louis jail riot, break windows. Salmonella among songbirds is sickening people, CDC. Accused stalker who left candy outside woman's home shoots her husband in wild kidnapping attempt, cops. The following headlines are from military.com. Navy officer under scrutiny for letter disparaging enlisted sailors as deviants and perverts. Navy Seabees build VP Kamala Harris a desk out of wood from USS Constitution. Philippine presidential aide warns of unwanted hostilities in South China Sea. Military sea mine washes up on Florida beach. Remains of New York man killed in Korean War identified after 70 years. Qatar deployments point to bigger U.S. military role in Western Pacific. Explosions in Somalia kill at least 15 army bases targeted. I'll do it until I cannot see anymore. Women knit thousands of slippers for homeless veterans, deployed troops. Protesters decorate Easter eggs in coup hit Myanmar. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Watch Live, Mayor Lightfoot, Chicago top cop to discuss public safety. Event at a rural Illinois bar led to 46 cases of COVID-19 and school closure in February, CDC says. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, mass vaccination sites at Wrigley Field, Chicago State University open Monday, Indiana opens vaccine eligibility to non-state residents. Tuesday's suburban elections feature controversial figures, strange party names and Flossmoor's first woman as mayor. At least 7 people killed in shootings on Easter Sunday. Indiana Dunes National Park wildfire burns more than 300 acres. At least 7 people killed in shootings on Easter Sunday in Chicago, police say. Daywatch, COVID-19 restrictions may very well return to suburbs. 13-year-old helps Illinoisans find vaccine appointments on 32 Chicago patios and rooftops. Column, why I'm still in pandemic mode, 4 weeks after my second vaccine dose. Corrections and clarifications. The following headlines are from FIS.org. CRISPR-SNP chip enables amplification-free electronic detection of single-point mutations. Lightning strikes will more than double in Arctic as climate warms. Nuclear speckle structures inside cells enhance gene activity, may help block cancers. Increased winter snowmelt threatens western water resources. This hydrogen fuel machine could be the ultimate guide to self-improvement. Fireflies have the potential, protective musical armor against bats. Streamlining the process of materials discovery. Deep dive into key COVID-19 protein as a step toward new drugs, vaccines. Adult nocturnal fish flies found to visit flowers for food. Humans were apex predators for 2 million years. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, April 5th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Free-range parenting, do children need more independence? What science says about athletes going vegan. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Yellen calls for minimum global corporate income tax. Iowa State AD Jamie Pollard gets extension through 2026. Tribune to consider alternative, more lucrative buyout offer for newspapers. UN mission says 50 men pushed back into Bosnia from Croatia. Guardiola hails fantastic Haaland ahead of City Dortmund. Hiker largely unhurt after tumbling 1,000 feet in mountains. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Stanford women's hoops gets shout-outs from Tiger Woods, Steph Curry, Jennifer Ezzi and the White House. Calder Picasso exhibit enlivens reopened SF de Young Museum. 6 best new Bay Area pizzerias. Pacific waters off the West Coast showed improved productivity, says NOAA. Derek Chauvin trial, watch live streaming video here. Trial in George Floyd's death expected to turn to Derek Chauvin's training. Quick cook, elevate your weeknight soup with orzo. For Bay Area moms, back to school is not back to normal. Alameda considers banning those noisy leaf blowers. Real estate, huge expansion okayed for Emeryville Innovation Hub. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Police, man fatally shot in St. Louis suburb of Berkeley. Gang involvement seen in weekend LA County shooting. Navajo Nation confirms 7 new COVID-19 cases, 1 new death. In Maine, COVID-19 cases grow just as shots roll out. Memorial being held for man shot by Virginia Beach police. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Chauvin defense witness faces lawsuit of his own over death of black teenager in police custody. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, April 5th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Scientists scour genes of 53,000 plus people to better battle dangerous diseases. See further, scientists achieve single photon imaging over 200 kilometers. Study finds psychiatric disorders persist 15 years after youth are detained. Incidence of blood clots in adults tested for SARS-CoV-2. High expression of cell death genes associated with early death from lung cancer. New paper shows benefits of Louisiana coastal restoration to soil carbon sequestration. USC study projects significant savings from potential Alzheimer's disease treatment. Going deep, artificial intelligence improves accuracy of breast ultrasound diagnoses. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Firefighters respond to house fire in Cary. 2 children among 6 hurt in Joliet crash. 7 shot dead on Easter in Chicago, 27 others wounded in weekend violence. Man dies after West Town shooting. High school football schedule, Week 4. Illinois averaging 108,914 shots per day over the last week as coronavirus positivity rate remains at a 2-month high. Hive updates. This Hin on the dish, bread pudding pancakes from Southport Grocery and Cafe. 15-year-old boy shot on near West Side. Deep dish in depth, patrons sample pizzas and hear their stories on new walking tour. Dear Abby, I need stability from a man who refuses to discuss marriage. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Dining Out for Life goes big this year to support St. Louis restaurants. 10 best phone number lookup by name. The 5 best multivitamins for men revealed in 2021. 11 best synthetic urine brands and fake pee kits to pass a drug test with confidence. St. Louis inmates revolt, again, at City Justice Center Jail. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Rise in COVID-19 cases prompts new restrictions at Wayne State University. Detroit artist and former Golden Gloves boxing champ Ray Gray's infamous 1973 murder case is back before the Wayne County Prosecutor's Conviction Integrity Unit. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, April 5th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Deshaun Watson received first criminal complaint in massage lawsuit saga. This week in Houston food events, Black Restaurant Weeks and a new restaurant preview. 10 essential games to buy before the PS3 store shuts down. Jazz organist Robert Walter summons a long-lost spirit. The next headlines are about world records making news. Saudi Arabia's SWCC, the largest desalination corporation globally, achieved a new Guinness World Record for the lowest water desalination energy consumption, PR Newswire. Dubai hotel breaks 2 Guinness World Records, Khaleej Times. Canadian boy holds Guinness World Record for longest milk tooth extracted, India Today. Editorial cartoon, world record in Instable, The Standard. Israeli organization breaks world record for kidney donations, JNS.org. Unbeatable Australia, incredible numbers behind Meg Lanning and Co.'s world record 22 straight wins, scroll in. On this day in 2012, Great Britain's team pursuit trio set 2 world records, BT Sport. South Africa vs Pakistan second ODI, Fakhar Zaman smashes world record but knock in vain, Zoo News. You're welcome, shut stream ball in world record win, The Australian. Genesis broke a world record for the most drones in the sky, Yahoo Tech. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Dremel's new cordless glue pen heats up in just 15 seconds for crafting emergencies. 8-bit Ooze Pro 2 is closer than ever to being the perfect Nintendo Switch controller. Burnt chunk of SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket found on a farmer's field in Washington. Playing the world's largest 6-foot-long, 65-pound Nintendo Switch looks like an excellent workout. Loki's latest trailer is a timmy-wimmy joyride through the MCU. Apple's powerful new 512GB M1 MacBook Pro is $149 off at Amazon. How to stream PS5 and Xbox Series XS games to all your other devices. Who was the most evil scientist in history? How to check if your phone number is in the huge Facebook data leak. LG to stop making phones worldwide by July 31st. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Matam in Senegal at 113.72 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. ABL Space has never launched a rocket, but it just landed a huge contract. 8-bit Do Pro 2 gamepad review, a $50 bargain for cool features, killer performance. 4 astronauts took a Dragon for a spin on Monday morning. Review, Sean Bean gives Snappy a charismatic villain to stir the pot. What we're expecting from Google's custom Whitechapel sock in the Pixel 6. Narwhal tusks tell a troubling tale. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Former Trump attorney attacks MSNBC hosts who don't even pretend to be Christians. Washington GOP facing furious backlash after appointment of ex-colleague accused of rape, report. Free market-loving Mitch McConnell rails against corporate America for opposing Georgia voting law. DeSantis gave this pharmacy preference for COVID-19 vaccines after it made a generous donation to his super PAC. The entire Trump campaign was a scam, and it is not over. Trump-loving lawyer schooled after claiming literally no one worships Trump. Texas GOP state senator grilled on CNN for pushing a voter suppression bill. Clarence Thomas moves to erode First Amendment in retaliation against tech companies that punish Trump. EPA needs to step in, Florida workers race to prevent massive spill of radioactive waste. Dismal failure, Paul Krugman buries GOP attempts at rewriting legacy of its massive tax cuts. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Despite pledge to reduce emissions, China is binging on coal. Taxpayer dollars, the origins of austerity's racist catchphrase. Bernie Sanders says Biden's infrastructure plan doesn't go far enough on climate. Pope Francis criticizes scandalous military spending during pandemic. You need water to live, Pete Buttigieg explains infrastructure to Republicans. Stream Montero, call me by your name, if you're a good Christian. Something every frequent flyer should know, you're a super emitter. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Skulltech team used mass spectrometry to study composition of meteorites, Eureka alert. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Tracking receptor proteins might reveal molecular bases of learning and memory, ONI News. Care for children by caring for parents, says Neuroscience, the Good Men Project. Inside Ibogaine, a promising and perilous drug for addiction. Time. Why Israel is becoming a hub for Parkinson's research. Israel 21C. New model can tell if a child will struggle with reading. Baby Gaga. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, April 5th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Better for national security if these UAPs turn out to be ETs. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, April 5th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.